Sobriety doesn't fix anything, but it is a prerequisite. So what happens when the drinker stops drinking and there's still problems? My name is Matt Salas. I'm a behavioral health researcher and writer with about a decade of experience studying addiction and relationships. The Cleveland Clinic estimates that about 50% of people with some kind of substance use disorder have a dual diagnosis. Dual diagnosis means that there's addiction, but there's also another underlying mental health challenge that the person faces. In my case, my dual diagnosis back when I was a drinker was alcoholism, alcohol use disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. And what happened when I was actively drinking was the alcohol would calm down my OCD and make it go away. I'd kind of forget the things I was obsessing about. But what would happen when I wasn't drinking is the existence of alcohol kind of in my world made my anxiety higher. It made my OCD go into overdrive. So in my personal case, one example of the things that I would obsess about was checking to make sure our gas stovetop was off at night when we'd go to bed. And as a drinker, I would get up out of bed 3 or 4 times and check the stove. Drove my wife crazy. She thought that's what I was crazy. Sometimes I'd go and look at the stove, but while I was looking at it, I'd be thinking about something else. I'd get back in bed and I literally couldn't remember having looked at it, and I'd get up and do that again. So on sober nights, I didn't have a way to control my anxiety because the tool I was using to control anxiety was alcohol. So when my tool wasn't there when I was sober, my anxiety as it relates to obsessing over things would go through the roof and it would get worse. So yes, alcohol is a temporary solution, but it's a long-term, big-time problem for things like OCD. It's important to understand that with dual diagnosis, one thing doesn't necessarily cause the other. The fact that I have OCD doesn't make me an alcoholic. The fact that I'm an alcoholic doesn't make me have OCD. But the two existing at the same time makes them both worse. This is very common. So if you wonder about yourself or a partner of yours, whether they might have a dual diagnosis, a substance use disorder, and a co-occurring mental health challenge, the best thing to do, in my opinion, is with consultation with a mental health provider is to get off of that substance, to find sobriety first and see what's really under there. One thing that happens to me with my OCD when I'm sober, I'm a lot better at focusing. I'm a lot better at naturally dealing with my anxiety. And I'm a lot better at maybe only checking the stove at night one time. If you'd like to hear more about our opinionated ramblings, please check out the Untoxicated Podcast. You've got this, and we've got you.